Hey guys. Welcome, people. Hello. Uh, Facebook crypto is codename. Hold on. I may have to read that back here. I may have to read that back after I set up. So, welcome, folks. Welcome, friends on Facebook. Sorry. On YouTube. On Periscope, Twitch, and Brax.me. Welcome to our broadcast. And if somebody asks me, why don't you do call-ins? It's because I'm on all of these platforms. So call-ins are not going to be visible to anyone outside of Periscope. Zuckbook, yep. No zucking way. Hold on, got it set up here. Hello, Kathy. What's up? So hold on, gotta do this. I lost followers again today on Periscope. On Periscope, I go backwards. I go backwards on Periscope. I actually had to change my topic at the last minute because this thought came into my head, and I said, I think I'm gonna change and talk about something completely different. So hold on a second here. While I set up my Wi-Fi, I don't want to get disrupted here. I want to make sure the Wi-Fi is correct. And hello, AMG, Kathy, and Tristmint. Hold on, just don't want any disruptions. Because, Friday is adult beverage night. So I have to come from outside and then rush in here to do the broadcast. So it's a little bit more hectic on Fridays. So, and I have a lot to talk about. So, just many things, just in general about what I'm doing and what you expect from me later on. And then we'll talk about this interesting trade war issue and all the related subjects with China, because it's kind of interesting. So, hold on. Goodness, it's like so much to do here. Okay, now I can see the people from Periscope. Okay, got it. So got it. So Van doesn't like to watch on YouTube. He's watching on Periscope. Okay, so we got a lot of you watching on YouTube. Equal to Periscope. Interesting. Okay. So, you're going to learn all the bad news. So anyway, welcome, folks. Welcome. So I don't know if you noticed. I'm trying I'm trying to change my direction a little bit. So I'm kind of going in as I mentioned on Brax Me, I'm going to a fork, and I'm changing what I do, and I got a lot planned, and I don't know. Some of you will be interested in it. Many of you will not, because I'm going to try to do something to attract a completely different market. They may be watching you on YouTube. I'll see now. So I'm going to be doing something that's completely a fork. People know me here on Periscope as being the Zuck guy. So I'm known as the you saw iSocial on another scope was scary. He looks different in daylight. You actually saw him physically, Van? You saw Alex on another scope, like physically saw him? You actually saw him physically? I know he's Hispanic. That much I know. iSocial Fit. iSocial Fit from Facebook. I was going to talk about Facebook today. That was actually my topic. And then I decided to move that for later. So, because, there's just more interest in oh no, I couldn't handle that. You couldn't handle seeing iSocial Fit? You ain't leaving us, are you? M. Leifer. No, I'm talking about a change of direction that may change what you see about what I do. And I'll try to see if I can do this, okay, and make sure it's consistent. So here's many of you know me for being the privacy guy here on Periscope, and of course I'm very well known here for being the anti-Zuck guy because I'm so fed up with Zuckbook and trying to get people to rethink their activity on Zuckbook. It's been a frustrating experience in a lot of ways because people talk the talk, but nobody really leaves Zuckbook because the people who watch me are the older people, and the older people want to stay in Zuckbook. It's the young people who are leaving, but they don't watch me. So the young people have an instinct that they should leave and they should go elsewhere, and they do. So they are leaving Facebook. So, but the old people are there, and I can't, I can only talk till I'm blue in the face, and then people say, you're being repetitive. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be repetitive. So this is what my focus is. I will continue to speak out and do my rants on the live stream. So for those of you who follow me on live stream, nothing will change. I will be doing my rants on the live stream. I will rant about all the topics that you expect from me on the live stream. I will do that, but I'm going to be changing the videos. So I'm not going to be doing the rants on the videos at all. It's kind of a waste of energy to do it there. So what I'm going to be doing is on my videos on YouTube. And if you're not following me on YouTube, you're going to miss out the other half of what I do because it's going to be completely different. A new video will come out tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting. And the pre-examination of the YouTube search engines shows it's going to be popular. And hello, Artsy. And so that's going to be tomorrow. In the topic tomorrow, you'll see on the email, because I'm not broadcasting tomorrow. Guys. I have a gig, so I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And hello, Kate. So I'm not going to be here tomorrow, but there will be a video, and it will be about man in the middle on email. You'll actually see an example. And that's really what I'm trying to do on YouTube is on one side, on the cybersecurity side, show you in actual examples rather than just talk. I'm actually going to spend more time doing things, showing you code, showing you examples, and showing you, how to actually understand it by seeing it rather than just talk. So that will be on the YouTube, and those are the most popular videos. Those are the most popular videos that I'm experiencing on YouTube. So I'm going to focus on that. Now, the section that I'm trying to break out is something called prepper communication. So I'm in fact, I'm testing for my general license tomorrow, and if I pass it, then we're good. Joe is here. So I'm going to be testing for my general license, my general Heim license tomorrow. I have a technician license, and then I'm going to start into a whole new arena. I'm going to start in a whole new arena of device testing. I'm going to show you, discuss some of them, and some of them will be very, very interesting for those of you into this kind of technology. Just to give you a preview, I've already bought the equipment for some of these. I want to create a network that can run without the internet. When the internet is down, a network that can run simply on battery or solar power. So that it's kind of expensive to do this. Your General Van? Yes, General. Okay, I'm going to try to do a network that's connected to all of Los Angeles on a non-internet basis, running on batteries. I'm going to be doing that, and I already bought the parts. So not yet, not solar packet. No, that's this is mesh network. So that's one of the projects. I'm going to make portable little units. We're actually going to go out on the field, and I'm actually going to take these devices. I'm going to take these devices and situate them several miles apart to show you I can network at high speed and work with a computer from miles away using mesh. I'm going to show you that, and then later on we'll try to power it with solar and with battery. So that we're going to do that. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is showing you how you can connect to email and connect to many things that you can do using some protocols that are done on radio without the internet. So we're going to do a lot of things like portable things like using something called windmill. I'm going to demo that. Then we'll do a lot of radio things to show you how you can communicate by text, even thousands of miles away without an internet. So we're gonna have some fun with that, and that's gonna be just a side of what I do. I will still do a lot of the things that you expect me to do, and there'll be a lot of these on the side. So they'll be like dual. So, maybe one time I focus on one side and then I shift back and forth. It's gonna be very interesting. I bought a lot of hardware for this. So it's going to be interesting. Now, why the Chinese topic? Why the Chinese topic? It's actually kind of connected to that, because what happened, guys? What happened? The reason that I'm talking about China is because a lot of this equipment I bought is from China. I bought an expensive ham radio, which is Chinese, and I bought So the radio I've been showing you, the Baofeng, is Chinese, and a lot of these things are Chinese, and it's just occurred to me because I'm like, as I'm looking at this, yes, I'm going to be a busy bee. As I'm looking at this, I'm wondering, are they going to raise the price on me? For example, the unit that I bought for ham radios, like the radio alone is like $700, and I said, is this going to rise in price? So I immediately bought it now because I don't want the trade war to impact on it. And then I'm kind of worried about, buying a Chinese radio with this trade war. I want to know I wonder what's going to happen in the future if, parts and such are going to be expensive. So and I started thinking about it. And then some news came today that was very, very interesting as well that relates to it. So we'll deal with that. Art C, Debbie, how are you? I heard you're a doctor. So I studied medicine too. So back in the day, I was I left this industry a few years back, but I used to be. I'm one of the inventors of EMR or EHR. So I'm one of the first people who did that. So I left that business. I'm one of the first 5 companies to create an EHR, and then that was even demonstrated by showcased by Bill Gates way back in the day. So we need medical on the team. Is that a base station? So yeah, the 700 one, yes, a base station, yes. Well, actually, it's portable. It's QRP. For any of you in ham, I'm gonna do a QRP. I'll show you how you can take a portable, fully functional ham radio in the field running on solar. That's what the quick question. 1911. Mine, I believe, is 1919. Wow, 100 years old. It's rebuilt from how many years ago? 7 years ago when I rebuilt it. So this is bought as a rebuild. So it's, if you really think about it, it's 7 years old. I was a roadie for CCR. Does that count? Holy zuck. Okay, I'm thinking of the pistol. Oh, I'm thinking of the pistol. The 1911's pistol. The piano is 1919 rebuilt in the 2010s. The 2010s, yes. So anyway, it's going to be interesting because I want to do some of what I'm talking about in a prepper kind of a way, meaning test it with no power. Just we'll see if we can enjoy doing this without power. So that's part of my prepper stuff that I'm working on. And look, everyone on YouTube left. I mean, on Periscope left when I didn't talk about the topic, which is China. So again, the reason this came to me was because I had to buy a lot of Chinese equipment, and they're very expensive Chinese equipment. So I'm like very, very concerned about the. So I have a lot of Chinese radios. In fact, all my radios are Chinese, and because otherwise they're not affordable. An HF radio is like $1,200, just the radio, and then got to buy all the parts. You'll be up to $2,000. So I said, okay, let me just buy a specific model that's Chinese, and I'm worried about that now. So anyway, the trade war. The trade war. Again, watch out for the video that's going to come out tomorrow. Please watch that. It's going to be about a man in the middle on email. Man in the middle on email. Okay, so the trade war. I'm a nurse. BNS. What's a BNS? Milagros. Hello, Milagros. How are you? What is a BNS? BNS. I don't know what BNS means. Goodness. That's an abbreviation I've never encountered. I should have gotten a Japanese. I will eventually get an ICOM. I have. That's except it's $1,200. So that will have to. It's not useful for the videos, so the ICOM will be for later. So Bachelor of Nursing. That's what I call it. Bachelor of Nursing is BNS. But all RNs are bachelors. So I don't understand that. Buns. I social fit. I should change back to my Facebook topic now that I social fit is here. I changed my topic from Facebook to China, and I should have brought it back now that he's here. Tariff is a trade war. So okay, so let's talk about the trade war and this is a trade war and Chinese spying devices. These are all in the news, and it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting, guys. And Bunch was autocorrect. It's kind of interesting because I don't know. I don't like tariffs myself. So if you think this tariff thing is a good thing, well, more power to you. I don't like it because if you don't know what a tariff is a tax on you and me. If I buy a Chinese radio for $7.99 and Trump says we're going to put a tariff, then that $7.99 radio may cost me $9.99. And so if they do that, then I'm going to say, fuck, where's my money going? So basically, it's a tax. So if in fact there's a tariff, then that means I'm going to be paying an extra $200. It's going to go to the federal government and to raise the price of the radio artificially like a tax. And the effect of that is that I will probably not buy the Chinese product. So if the Chinese product went from $7.99 to $9.99, I'm going to tell you that I probably won't buy it. I probably won't buy it. Buy American? Well, what? What do you buy that's American when it comes to radios? They're mostly Japanese. So most of the radios ham radios are Japanese. They're all expensive. Okay, so tariffs don't seem good for freedom. Yeah, so that's another topic I do. Julian Assange, and then nobody watches. So never mind. I mean, it's frustrating. So I got to talk about what people watch. So anyway, if somebody if China sells me a radio for $7.99 and it's now $9.99, I likely won't buy it. So China then will lose out and sell less radios. Okay, then I'll compare and then I'll see. Okay, because the idea of this is that if China raises the price, then it will force me to buy American. Well, in this case, I won't buy American, even if the price of the Chinese one was $9.99. It will actually favor Japan because Japan makes the alternate good HF radios. There's very few American-made ones, and they're too expensive. They're not really the same thing. So the best, in this case, the best ones are actually from Japan. So if China's radios are raised by tariffs to be $9.99, then I'm just going to buy the one from Japan for $1,200 and say, screw it. I'm not going to go waste my money. So I go buy the Japanese one. I didn't buy American. That didn't happen here. I'm just showing you how complex this is. I don't buy American. And so Japan benefits, or any other country that sells a competing product, that benefits. Not necessarily American, not necessarily. Japan then has less income because they didn't get the money that China has less income because they don't have the money from selling the radios, so they don't buy American products either, and so in the end, everyone kind of loses. So I don't want to get taxed, so I'm going to avoid it. I don't want to get taxed by tariffs, so I'm going to avoid it. If it's going to be taxed, it's going to be artificially valued at a value that I don't like. So it's not going to be worth it for me. So I'm going to skip it. So let me just tell you that, this is my opinion, and some of you may disagree or agree. It depends on your beliefs here. But the idea here of Chinese, supporting a industry, for example, the steel industry. Thank you, kelp. So supposing you're in the steel industry, and according to many, the steel is artificially lowered in price because it's funded by the Chinese government. So the Chinese government sells steel below market price, according to what I hear. Okay, so they sell steel below market price. So if steel is sold below market price, that means the Chinese government has to pay the difference. So the Chinese government is being taxed, or the Chinese people are being taxed to support the steel industry. We then buy the steel for cheap, and then Trump says, well, we don't like that. So we're going to put a tariff on steel. Yeah, when I say that, it's below cost, yes. So we don't like that, so we're going to put a tariff on steel. Okay, I just want to show you what happens here. So they raise the price of steel and say, well, we're not going to go buy the steel now from China. And then China then starts saying, well, then screw you, America. We're going to stop buying some American products and buy them, or buy them from Indonesia, Vietnam, Germany, whatever, someplace else. We're going to buy someplace else. And they will have less cash to do it. This is kind of crazy, because here's another example that just happened. This is just another example just happened, and it's kind of crazy. So iPhones are very popular. If you didn't know that iPhones are made in China, iPads are made in China, your Macs are made in China. All of these Apple products are made in China. Okay? So Apple sucks. It doesn't matter if it sucks or not. So all these products are made in China. So Trump says we're going to ban Huawei. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't even know how to pronounce that. They're going to ban Huawei. So now they did. So they banned Huawei. So Huawei now cannot be used by any of the, they're banned from using Android, the official version of Android. They're banned from a lot of things. They can still use some version of open source. It has a case, because it's pretty. It's a bumper. Huawei's the best. You must be Chinese, Angel. Okay. Hello, J Monkey Man. Okay. So come to China and buy them here. So Apple responded. So this is the thing. So they banned Huawei, and then what happened was Chinese people said, "What? You sucking banned Huawei in the U.S.? So we're gonna dump our Apple products and buy Huawei phones." So they're actually so the Chinese people are stopping buying. There's so much anger now. There's so much anger now with Apple products that they're dumping the Apple products and going to Huawei, and now Apple is expecting a drop of 3.9 billion or something in sales every quarter from the loss of the Chinese market. 3.9 billion. So they're expecting a big drop, if the Chinese people said, we're not going to use American products. So the other thing is that on top of that, losing the market in China, the products in products that come from China, from Foxconn, which makes the iPhone. Hello, Lady Liz. How are you doing? Hockey Rules. So Foxconn is a company that makes these iPhones. So if these are taxed with a tariff, then can you imagine your iPhone costing 20% more? Are you going to buy an iPhone? I paid $1,200 for this iPhone, which is obscene, okay? I paid $1,200 for this iPhone. That's pretty obscene as it is, okay? Can you imagine paying $1,500 for this? Would I pay $1,500 or more? $1,600 for an iPhone? I'm telling you, no zucking way. No. I dump it. I dump it so fast. I said, no way. Okay, so then Apple will lose sales. China will lose the factories. The factories will not be cranking out, so a lot of Chinese people will not have jobs. Their economy will be bad. They're not going to buy American products. They're going to not buy iPhones, so they're going to go buy Chinese products. Whew, this is crazy where this is going, right? So Apple Apple responded. This was in the news today, and it was very interesting. So Apple is moving the production of iPads and Macs to, is it Indonesia or Malaysia? I forgot, one of those. Indonesia or Malaysia. So they're moving the production in Vietnam. So I forget which. Maybe some in Vietnam, some in Malaysia, something like that. So they're moving their manufacturing outside of China. So now Malaysia and Vietnam then has more business. China loses the business. Will have less employees working on these. And then this is the funny part. The company that's establishing the same factories in Malaysia and Vietnam is Foxconn, the same Chinese company. They're just moving it out of the country in case of a trade war. Well, it's pretty amusing to me. It's like a game. It's a sucking game. You put a trade war, nobody benefits from a sucking trade war because look what happens. It just has an artificial movement of stuff that doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. So now what will happen is this will, so in order to keep the price of these down, they have to make it someplace else. You see? So now I have to think about this, and I'm going to tell you, Foxconn is Chinese. So what does this all mean? This is why I think the trade wars. Never been fond of trade wars. They're kind of useless to me. Let me just tell you. My feeling about this. If China is subsidizing any product, like steel or your toys or whatever you buy from China, and if they're subsidizing a product, they're taxing their own people. They're taxing their own people. So if steel is being sold at below cost, as some of you said, or at cost or whatever it is, if steel is being sold at below cost and it keeps running because the Chinese government is funding it and then selling it back here, and you're buying the steel cheap, I'm going to say, suck you. I'm going to buy that steel cheap. I don't care where it comes from. I don't care what it comes from. If China wants to sell me cheap steel, I'm going to get it. Because guess who's paying for that cheap steel? The Chinese people, not you. You're not paying for it. The Chinese people are. So what do I care if the Chinese people are being taxed to subsidize their products? That's their business. If it's cheaper somewhere else, the United States will do business. So I don't know. Trade wars just disturb the economy here because what happens is the trade wars will just shift. Will the business come to the U.S.? No. Do you think iPhones will be made in the U.S.? No, it's too expensive to make here. Labor costs are too high. So where's it going to go? It's going to go to Malaysia, to Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, one of those. So, what's the difference? And I'm sure that Apple wants to do with Foxconn because they don't want any, they want the products to be good quality, so they're going to stick to the same company. So basically, it's some corporate BS. What's happening here is the corporations win. The corporations don't care. The corporations find a way around it. So, I don't know. You think some of you are such Trump fans. Some of you are such Trump fans that you will just agree with Trump on anything, even though it doesn't make any sense. So this doesn't make any sense to me. Some of you are really Trump fans. And usually back in the day, it was the Democrats that were pro-tariff and the Republicans were anti-tariff. I'm a libertarian, so I don't like tariff at all and at any time. And so now we're talking about reversal of roles. Suddenly, the Democrats are complaining about tariffs, and then the Republicans are pro-tariff, and only because Trump is saying so. But the Republicans have never been pro-tariff. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. So why do you think Democrats are no longer tariff-oriented? Politics, of course. It's all about power. Do you think people actually believe in what they believe? No. Politicians are there for power. Yeah, you quote tariffs against like 100% or worse. No, Fritz, but no, I'm not for tariffs for anyone. No, I'm not for tariffs against. If I don't, I don't like tariffs on anyone, from anyone. So if the reason, if there are tariffs that are being placed, then but as far as I know, it was the U.S. that started the tariffs first. No, Hector, Zuck, no. But I want to pay for whatever. If it's cheap in Vietnam, I'll buy it from Vietnam. I don't really care where it comes from. It benefits you. If you can buy products cheaper, it's like not taxed. If I can buy something cheaper from some other country, it's like you're not being taxed. So I'm going to buy the cheapest of whatever. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Okay? It benefits you to not spend your hard-earned money on an expensive product. So, name me a nation that was built on free trade. Why is it okay for China to have? Where do you say that? Do you actually know that? Can you state the products that where China has tariffs on the U.S.? I mean, generally, because a lot of this is a lot of what you all say may not be accurate. So, if you're just responding to somebody that already has tariffs, then you're asking them to lower the tariffs. But I don't think that's the case here. Because I think that the tariffs against U.S. products, I believe, are limited to a small sector like agriculture. Starlight, you're just so pushy with some of this. That doesn't make any sense. It's like buying new houses nowadays. They're built like cardboard, meaning to last for. That has nothing to do with anything, Hector. Who told you to build a house like a cardboard? Why are you building a house like a cardboard? Do you think that's a good thing? You should build a house the way you want to build it. There's not been so Ray, so you're saying, well, one raises tariffs, so let's all raise tariffs. Let me just tell you what happens with tariffs. It distorts the prices of every zucking product you buy. Products you buy that seem expensive, may not really be expensive to make, and it's artificially priced because of tariffs. I just gave you a specific example, and you think you're going to gain from this. Again, let me tell you again. For those of you who just came in, I'm going to give you a specific example here, okay? Yes, drop all tariffs, exactly. So let me just tell you again. So Trump is going to put a tariff on electronics from China, okay, which may impact on the iPhone. So I just bought a very expensive Chinese radio, about 700 some bucks, okay, a 700 some bucks worth of a radio from China. Okay, it's a very nice radio, and it has very good reviews, and it has a specific functionality that I'm looking for. Now, this product, let's say it's $7.99. So then a tariff gets put in place, which is a tax on me by Trump. So now let's say that this radio, I already bought it, so it's not going to go up in price, but I'm just being theoretical here. If this radio now is worth $9.99, okay, what do you think the effect of the tariff is? If you think that suddenly I will now buy American stuff, I'm not there in the spying it. If you think I'm going to buy American stuff, no, in this case I won't, because if I'm not going to be able to buy the Chinese radio cheaper, I'm going to buy a Japanese radio. Okay, so beneficiary will be Japan. What happened to US jobs? Nothing. Nothing. I just exchanged because I'm a consumer. I'm going to go look for whatever's cheaper from wherever. I'm not going to waste my money. So I'm going to say, oh, look, they put a tariff on Chinese products. I'm not going to go buy Chinese products. I'm going to buy US products. No, I'm going to buy the best product for me. I'm going to buy the best product for me, and there's no American version of it, so I'm going to buy it from Japan. You see how distorted this is? This is not that simple. If you think like, oh, you raise a tariff and then XYZ happens, it doesn't happen like that. It introduces complexities in it disturbs the markets in every market. Every market gets impacted. Everything you buy will be distorted in price. Everything. Korea, Japan. ICOMs are made in Japan, I believe. In radios, the biggest manufacturers are Yaesu and ICOM and Kenwood. They're all Japanese, if I recall. So there's actually no American one. There's some specialized ones from America, but it's too expensive to buy the American ones. So then I'm not going to buy an American radio. So it's not that simple to say, oh, you raised the price, I'm going to go buy something American. Like, look at an iPhone. What happens if they raise the price of an iPhone to $1,600 for one of these? Two things will happen if they raise the price on an iPhone because of tariffs. Two things will happen. Two possible things. One is I won't buy an iPhone. And I'm going to buy a Samsung. So Korea wins. Korea wins. So now I'm saying, well, I'm not going to buy a $1,600 phone when I can do close to the same stuff with a Samsung. So I'm going to buy the Korean one. So Korea wins. China loses. America doesn't gain anything because the job still didn't go to America. Okay, so let's stop there. But the other thing that might happen is I'm actually going to say, I'm just going to keep my phone. This is too expensive. I'm going to keep my phone for another year or 2 years or whatever. I'm just going to keep my phone. And you know what happens when you keep your phone? The economy goes down for everyone. Then the global economy gets into a recession and zuck. Just keep your phone till the end of the world. Yes, this is a spy brick anyway, so who wants these? Okay, look, I paid $1,200 for this. And, and I'm like thinking, do I really need this? I prefer my flip phone now. Tariffs don't help buy American. I paid $13.25 for mine. Yeah, I mean, everything is made in China, knucklehead. Hector the Knucklehead. I just told you, ICOM's, Yaesu's, Kenwood radios are made in Japan. Everything is made in China. Well, it's made in Japan. No, it's made in China. Suck you. Come on. Okay? Make some zucking sense, okay? Products are made where they're made. Ford is made wherever it's made. But iPhones and even Fords can be made in whatever country they choose to make it in. So if you put a tariff on some other country, they just move where it's produced. They just move where it's produced. So if you think it's gonna be just okay, there's gonna be a tariff in China and then suddenly it's gonna benefit us directly. No, it's just gonna move to Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines, somewhere else, and they're going to make it there. But here's my real thinking here, just from the iPhone problem. Okay, so again, think about this. Just made to make you knucklehead. Hector's a knucklehead here. Okay, so you actually know this, Hector. You actually know this. I mean, these are circuit boards. These are circuit boards, like saying Intel makes the circuit boards. You actually know this. Okay, well, so let's see. So every product I have is made in China. So Hector says everything that we have is from China. Suck you, Hector. Make some zucking sense, okay? Make some zucking sense. It will come from where it's cheaper. Which can be any place. So you think that Japan only deals with China? No. Japan has factories in Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, like anybody else. Okay, so let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you something that I think the loser here. Now we as American citizens will pay for this in extra cost, but China is going to be in bad shape here. To be honest with you, just look at what's happening. So Apple was banned from using Google, every one of these companies were banned from using Huawei products. Okay, so that was so you're banned from using Huawei products. So the Chinese people said, then we won't buy Apple products. And then the Chinese government will say, oh, we'll do more. We'll ban Apple in China. Which means all the production of products will leave China. It has to. All the production in China will leave China. Boy, that's a very difficult problem for China. I'm telling you, they're like, that's the problem. You know, those factories can easily be moved. You know, this is like high production, not necessarily all that complex to produce. You know, they're gonna have a problem here. It will affect us too, but this might have a direct impact on the entire world economy. So, but yes, I think that China has a lot to lose here. You're one sexy know-it-all. You're one sexy know-it-all, man. I know you're not meant to say anything good, Hector. I know you. I know that's a typo because I know you don't want to say anything good. So don't say anything good. I don't care. Invest in military stocks. That's a kelp thinking. Okay, so I think that that China is going to suffer a lot if this goes on. So in a way, I know that Trump is just doing some maneuvering here, but it's gonna. No, you're the know-it-all, Hector. You are the know-it-all. You're the one that knows it all. I don't understand what you're saying. So anyway, this is very disruptive for the world economy. It's. I don't, that's the problem with this. This kind of hardball stuff can have some disruption, and it could have an effect of recession. Yeah, I understand that he's playing it, but it's kind of risky too. Okay, so Wong Barbie, how are you doing, Wong Barbie? It's kind of risky too. So I don't know. So you can see the tariffs China had in place before you can see all the tariffs. Did you add them up? Did you add up the tariffs? Hello, Rob. What world economy has been? Tariffs are never good. I'm going to tell you, tariffs from anyone are never good because it distorts prices of products. James, hello, James. Yeah, tariffs are never good. I don't like tariffs from any country. I don't like tariffs from any country. So the country that puts the tariffs on are actually the ones losing out. Believe it or not, because they're making their own people suffer by paying more. So how long have the tariffs been around? You have to talk in terms of magnitude. Do you have to talk about in terms of magnitude? So far, the magnitude of the tariffs that we're talking about now is not near what it is being applied today. So some of you are saying, well, there's been I don't think you're completely educated on this, but I didn't really check the numbers, but this is the first you've heard of tariffs. I didn't check the numbers, but I'm going to tell you that this is a tariff escalation. This is not just putting a tariff on; it's tariff escalation, and it's crazy. So I hope it settles down soon. The stock market's reacting, obviously. So the disturbance in the stock market is because of this. Apple prices have been going down. Better save your money next iPhone you get. No, just don't get a new iPhone. Canadian tariffs in the U.S. Chinese people under a microscope. So many will suffer already. So just food for thought. Tariff disputes should be settled in WTO. No, a lot of this hardball stuff, and it's. I don't like any kind of tariff at all levels. So I hope this ends and, we just pay whatever's cheapest anywhere. So I hope that's what happens. And it's kind of scary that, that we got into this in this kind of way, a way that's really, really disruptive. I mean, I'm not a tariff fan at all. It's just funny, though, that people are taking sides in this related to politics rather than the usual side. Again, just to remind you, Democrats were typically protectionist and would be the ones interested in tariffs, and it would be the Republicans that were anti-tariff. But Foxconn really is Taiwanese. Well, the factories are in sucking mainland China. I don't know what you're saying there. The Foxconn factories are in mainland China. So you're saying that doesn't exist there? So anyway, so it's interesting that we don't take a side based on our usual beliefs, and we change sides because of who you support politically. See, I don't think like that. I don't really care who's I'm consistent. If I believe in something, and whether or not I'm against a for or against a elected official, I will speak out on specific issues and say, I don't like that issue. I like this issue. So I don't like tariffs. It's disturbing to me, and it directly impacts me because I just said I'm buying. I just happen to be buying an expensive Chinese radio, and it worries me that I'm not going to be able to buy it at a reasonable price if they put a big tariff on it. It appears that the strategy has worked to get rid of NAFTA and level the playing field between U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Yes, a lot of it is tactical maneuvering, Kelp. A lot of it's tactical maneuvering, but I just want to make sure it's just that, rather than a true belief that tariffs is actually a good thing. So trying to protect industries is not a good thing, in my mind. Do you know, for example, as an example, you're saying, some of you say, well, there's a tariff on China. Did you know that the U.S. government subsidizes the dairy industry? Do you all know that? I mean, this is. Do you all know that the Chinese, the American, the U.S. government subsidizes the the uh, the dairy industry, and which means our milk and so on are cheaper than any place else because there's every incentive for everyone to be in the dairy business, even though there's no demand for it. So the effect of all this uh, subsidies, you think most people know that? Well, you wonder. The effect of the subsidies is that, so this is the opposite of tariffs, which is the same thing. It is kind of like a tariff. When you subsidize, it's the opposite of a tariff. It's the same thing from the opposite country. So when you subsidize, they claim China is subsidizing, but the U.S. is also subsidizing. Is it bad for the U.S. citizen? Yes, we're paying taxes on government cheese stockpiling in warehouses all over the country that nobody wants. Nobody wants the government cheese. There's too much of it. There are warehouses of government cheese and they're giving it away. So, I mean, there's enough cheese there to feed every hungry person if they like cheese. Maybe they should change it to soy. So then hungry people can eat some soy products. Subsidize exports. Exactly. So I don't like all these subsidies, soy boy. Yeah, I don't like any kind of subsidies. You're saying, well, it's all tariffs. The U.S. No, the U.S. itself puts a lot of subsidies, particularly on the agricultural field. They are protecting farmers. So yes, they are overprotecting the farmers because there's an oversupply of cheese. If there's an oversupply of cheese, it means that they're giving these guys money to be dairy farmers for politics. Not from demand, because nobody cares. It's for politics. I know, Rich, but it's an obvious example. Oversupply. So, not a good thing. Okay, we'll switch gears now. I'm going to talk about something else related to China. Means no tofu. Okay, the other thing that's kind of interesting is, as it turns out, the U.S. is warning us about Chinese products. I mean, it's all out Chinese war here. Chinese products spying on you. Cut. Again, I just bought an expensive Chinese product. I just paid for it. I don't have it yet, but I paid for it. But, so, I'll tell you what you should worry about, and then we'll theorize on some of this, because this has been happening for a while. Okay, one of it is, yes, there's a lot of intelligence that the Chinese can get from products that are tied to networking. So I would be worried about any product that's networking related that comes from China, because they could put some code in there, some chip that can send data to China in some way, and there's a way to actually find that out. And if you discover that, then and you announce it as they have with some of these things, then it's kind of a big embarrassment to China. So one of the things that they announced today was that the drones report the activity to China. So if you're buying a drone, and probably all made in China, that they're probably sending that to China. A lot of you have told me, I said, you need a VPN. And then, iSocialFit says, oh yeah, use his Zucking product that he likes. And then and then somebody says, no, I don't need a VPN because I use Opera. Opera comes with a free VPN, supposedly. So and then I mentioned, do you know Opera? So Opera is a browser. So any of you use Opera? Anybody here use Opera as a browser? Raise your hand if you do. Anybody here use Opera browser? Type a 1. Out of the people in both YouTube and in oh, you better vanish that one. That's bad. Does anybody use Opera? Mad Cow uses Opera. Seriously? Are you serious, Mad Cow? I mean, somebody like you? You've only done shady things in Opera. So anyway, so Opera used to be one of the, competitive browsers here in the U.S. And then China, no, it's a ducking works VPN. No, that's the ducking works VPN. So China bought Opera. Probably China owns IPVanish too. So China bought Opera. And then when after that they put a supposed VPN on that, because you think it's a VPN, which you can't tell, and what you don't realize is that it's a proxy server. So what is a proxy server? It's not really a VPN, and what it does is use a proxy server to cache all of your network traffic, and it's cached on a proxy server, which means that they know every website you visit from that, and they can sell that data or examine it. So can you imagine American citizens using Opera, and then they can spy on what you do on your Zuckin browser? Can you imagine that they can selectively say then that we want to spy on certain people if Opera actually became successful? And somebody actually said, "Well, I like using Opera because it has free VPN." I mean, you are really zucked up if you're doing this. Boycott box, all of them except for Opera. They're all the same. I have a video on that. Side note, really like it when you have these live chats. Ray, I don't understand. You mean this is your first time at a live chat? Yeah, I have several videos. There's a newer one called Browser Threat Test. You can run your browser to it. Shows every browser has a threat. Which browser is good? Save one. Milagros, watch my video. It shows you what the flaw is with all browsers. They all behave the same. As it turns out, they all have the same flaw. Oh, you were sick. We'll catch up on the content. Yeah. As it turns out, they all have a flaw. So the best solution is, yes, even Brave had a flaw. So the solution is to have multiple browsers. So that's the trick, is to use all of them. Right now I have, I think, 4 browsers on this computer. Most computers that I have about 4 browsers. So typically I like to have Chrome, Firefox, and then Edge and Safari, depending on the computer, Brave, typically those. So then I switch back and forth, because what happens is if you switch browsers, they can't see the traffic from the other browser. So you partition your activity based on the browser that you're using. For example, if you're going to do YouTube and all that, just stick to Chrome, because they own Chrome. So they already know what they know. So they're not going to add any more information. If you still like ZuckBook, use Brave. You put it in its own browser so that ZuckBook can't go check up on you. So it's called browser isolation. It's my invented term. So they can track all they want with one browser, but that one browser will not cross-track, meaning it won't say what you did elsewhere. For example, if you're using Facebook with Brave, it doesn't know what you did on Amazon. That's why I like it. By the way, Amazon changed their policy. Remember I was telling you that You know, when you buy panties from Amazon. Remember when you buy panties and bras from Amazon, then they send you an email confirming your purchase of bras and panties in red and pink and in size double D and your grandma panties, and it's confirmed in an email with your shipping address. Remember that? Remember that? Okay. Maybe somebody from Amazon was listening to my broadcast. They changed that. Amazon no longer puts the detail of the transaction on the email. It just shows the amount and where it's being shipped to, just the amount where it's being shipped to, and then it has a link to your Amazon account. Okay. Finally, somebody's listening to me. That works. Okay? Because then Facebook or some of these entities that scan emails can't learn about my purchasing habits from the email, which will be revealed in that email video that I have coming up tomorrow. The video is already made. I just have to release it tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I'm not broadcasting. I'll release that video. You watch it, and it will actually, hopefully, illuminate your mind. Thank you for listening, Amazon. So that kind of takes away another piece of danger. See, iSocialFit comes in here and says, Facebook is the same as Google and Amazon. So why are you like always picking on Facebook? Well, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Google changed their policy. So in the last year, there's Google activity controls, and you can actually stop the tracking on Google. It doesn't even track what I do on YouTube. It's excellent that they've listened to this. Secondly, now that I've told you what happens on Amazon, they're actually starting to protect us as well. And I'm saying, fine, somebody's zucking listening that they're ignoring our privacy is it's going to cost them a lot of money later on. With GDPR and all this, and so they changed the rules. But there is one company that persists, and this will be one of my scopes coming up, will be to again discuss the Facebook data policy, because there's one company that decide that no, they will not change at all. In fact, they will increase their surveillance, but they want you to know it, so they're being legalistic by making sure they tell you everything they're doing on the data policies. They're not going to lie, because that's going to cost them a lawsuit, but they're going to tell you exactly what they do, and it's so disgusting, and that's Facebook. That was going to be my topic tonight, and I'm going to hold that up for a future day. But gosh, that's like just totally zucked up. Okay, totally zucked up. It's like basically, I think it's the only company the only large one of the social media companies that decide, no, we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to do facial recognition. We're going to do more and more, track you more, and take away your privacy every second, and you're going to love it. And sure enough, some of you are loving it. Zuck. So anyway, I'm not going to be doing the Zuck thing on the videos. I'm going to do it on the live stream, because it's nobody watches the video when I say the Zuck stuff in there, because it's just disgusting, truly disgusting. So it will be one of the videos. It'll be one of the live streams I will have this weekend. I'm gonna dedicate one day to Zuckbook. Now back to the Chinese problem here. Big companies, yes. Great gold, yes. It's sucked up. So Pearly Surfin', how are you, my friend? Good to see you back. But they're adding a free dating feature. What does that mean, free dating? You can go on a date without paying money? So you go on a date and say, buy your own food? Is that the free dating feature? Zuck makes bucks, though. I'm back, Mr. iPhone. I don't know what Hector's problem is. What actually is your problem, Hector? Do you love Zuckbook? Hector, are you like find a woman yourself that's free dating? No, it's you go on a date for free. You don't have to spend a dime. They're implementing a Tinder-like feature, and you don't have to. You can go on a date without paying money. That'd be a first. You like messing with me? Yeah, but do you like Zuckbook, Hector? Are you like a big Zuckbook fan? So let's I can't get chicks you if can't get what? Pearly surfing, you should stream on Zuckbook Live. Zuck. So back to the Chinese problem here, the Chinese spying. So I had to say I was a little bit concerned because I just bought this radio, from China. I have several radios that I bought from China. I bought them in the U.S., but they're Chinese radio. What is Zuckbook? Oh my gosh, you got a serious problem, Hector. If you don't know what Zuck, why don't you ask somebody else what Zuckbook is? So 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 I just bought a lot of these Chinese radios, and now they're saying is there spyware? Is there spyware on the Chinese radios? I mean, I'm like wondering now. I don't think so though. You know why? Because it's not a very efficient way to spy. If I'm going to spy on somebody, I'm going to put it in network software, in network hardware. So anything that connects to the networks, and one of the biggest ones that I'm worried about are IoT devices. IoT devices. So Zuckane. So IoT devices, Internet of Things. Internet of Things. No, it's not Huawei radio. They don't make amateur radio. So you don't have to worry about that. Hey. Yeah, I bought it from, Baofeng is one of I have Baofengs. So I have some Baofeng products. And then I just bought a Zygu. Uh, a Zygu, BTC, Tony, BTC. Get some BTC. Bitcoin. Why did you buy Chinese radios? No, that's the wrong question, Ray. Wrong question. Should ask me, what need did I have and what did I try to fulfill with buying a product? The fact that it's Chinese or not Chinese is immaterial. Okay? I bought a product that had very good reviews, was very well constructed, and had more extensive features than a double-priced American version. The American version was worth more than double. A American version of the same product was $1,700, and the Chinese one was $700. So I said, yeah, I mean, I'd prefer to buy the $1,700 one, but I don't think I can justify that kind of expense. So, because I need to buy another radio later on. So I said, I'm going to buy the Chinese $700 one. Then later on, I'm going to save the money to buy a Japanese radio for $1,200. I'm thinking of investing in cashmere scarf for old dudes that love Periscope. Good. Okay. So I think that's the issue of the boom of products of Huawei is to spy America. So the problem with the products is not. I think it's going to be with certain products that it's interesting if these products actually have spying stuff on them. But the ones you don't think about are the IoT devices. A lot of those IoT devices, Internet of Things that you have at home, I hate those. I mean, they're so easily hacked. They're spying on your household, just like the Amazon Echo, and spying on behavior and things, and I don't know what else it's listening into, and sending traffic back to China. They do send traffic back to China. And, your camera, I do have a Chinese camera. I mean, everything else that's cheap is from China. I buy it from Amazon, and it's from China. Can't software? No, hey, they're not made to. A lot of them The firmware is yeah, it's released by the manufacturer. Bitcoin good right now, good. Yeah, yeah. Long term, Pearly, it's turned positive. What do you think of the failure of? Seriously, guys, a Samsung foldable phone. Do you really have need for that? Is there real demand? I know it's kind of interesting, but did you come up with a real demand and need to have a Samsung foldable phone? Like I said, everything is made in China, so your milk is made in China. I don't like necessarily Samsung phones, but uh, my if you're gonna ask me what my favorite Android phone is, it's gonna be a Pixel, Google Pixel. I have an older Google Pixel, and it functions to me just as well as an iPhone. I heard iPhone is bringing back Touch ID. Really, Tony? That would be fantastic if they did. Uh, per, why do I like the Pixel? I have a lot of Samsungs. I mean, I have a lot of old Samsungs, but I always have a problem with the software updating, and the Pixels just get updated a lot sooner. So this Nexus here, even though it's old now, is running a newer OS. My Pixel is running Android 9, even though it's several years old. So some of my old Samsungs, they're still on whatever it came with, and I can't update them. So they kind of buy. Justin doesn't like me. Farmers are in a bind right now. Yeah, everyone is in a bind with trade wars. Justin, you just come to say bye? Yeah, tomorrow I'm testing for my ham license. So I'm my general ham license. So I'm like, I have to be ready for that. I have to test in the morning. So I hope I pass that. I'll report to you on Sunday if I pass it. I never had a MacBook. I have no need for one or a laptop. I have many needs for a laptop. I can't program on. I can't program. Farmers getting sick. Yes, of course. Hey, yes. I'll pass. Why? Why, Hector? What do you know? What do you know? Are you gonna give me test questions right now? I don't know. I'm losing. To be honest with you, folks. I'm losing interest in these. I haven't been doing any sailing scope. No. You're watching me. I'm starting to lose interest in these. I mean, so I got the iPhone 10, a couple of years ago, and do I really need more in this? I can't really justify why I would need any more. I have to sometimes have to buy these just because I'm a developer. Are going to operate a base station with your ham, Ray? I got a. I'm going to do videos about it. Samsung has a better camera. Obsolete now? What's obsolete? Which one? But I don't know, because these are spy bricks. I'm actually starting to go back to my laptop more. Just to tell you my own habits. I'm liking to just have a flip phone. It's not really a flip phone. I have a BlackBerry. And 4G. You think I have to change because of 4G? Well, I can buy some other cheap phone. iPhone is the number one phone in the world. Tony, I have an iPhone. In fact, my whole family has iPhones. I have Androids for testing. We don't really use Androids for on a day-to-day basis, but mostly we're using it I use it for testing. So I have Androids for testing. Flip phone, fold phone, tomato. It's Samsung is all. Yeah, they're all spy bricks. What's your favorite brand for HF? ICOM. Yaesu or Kenwood. I was going to buy an ICOM 7300. I postponed that purchase because I'm making videos on QRP, Lenny PR. So I bought a Zygu 5105. A Zygu X5105 from China. I use Android. This is Android. I have Android phones. I have several Android phones. But they're all spy bricks. I have to have every brand for development purposes. Lag. What's the lag, Mitch? Lag. I wish there was a mutual live video between FaceTime, Android, and yeah, Tony, that's interesting point. Yeah, Skype. It's called Skype. So yes, there is one. It's called Skype. So what's the problem? So yes, Lenny PR. I'm getting a Zygu X5105, and in the meantime, I'm going to use digital modes with that. The reason I'm getting that is to do QRP digital modes for videos to show emergency operations with QRP. Back to citizen band for privacy. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos that tell you about mesh networks and all that, and how to communicate for privacy and for safety when you're playing that stupid piano. I won't, just for you, Hector, I will not do it. What is your favorite, Tony? Why don't you tell me that? Good thing you're not telling me that in email, because your email is going to be read. So guys, tomorrow, watch out for that video. You will be educated for once, because I'm sick and tired of telling you that your email's all zucked up. So, and you all keep using email like it's like, who cares about email? It's all safe. Really? So since no one believes me, let me just tell you what I did with the video so you can see. I actually created a man in the middle. I simulated a man in the middle. Then I sent email, command line, not from phone. Sent email command line so you can see all the text, and then you can see it go through the server and be processed, and you will see it. Man in the middle. So no passwords. So okay, I can make a hello Tony. Yes. I can make, if you give me your email address, I could fake your name as the email sender. I mean, I could demonstrate that very easily. Can you assure me that your VPN allow me to see all the series in Europe on Netflix? No, I cannot assure you of that, Lenny. Yeah, so let's say your email is pearlysurfing@gmail.com. So I'm going to do some really bad emails, either spam or porn or something, and I'm going to attach pictures on the email, and I'm going to use Pearly Surfing's email and send it to you. They'll take it. Believe it or not, just about every email server will take that. That's not the video I'm showing tomorrow, but I could do I can easily demonstrate that to show you that, and it's kind of crazy. So you can actually fake somebody's identity and keep bombarding somebody and say, please send me money. Let's say it's your brother's email account. Please send me money. I'm broke. The only problem is, if he replies, you're not going to see the reply. Do you store all of our info? Ray, how do I store all your info, Ray? Where do I store it? No, it's a 3-letter agency that are capable of storing it. I'm not capable of storing your data. If I wanted to be a bad guy, Ray, I could have done it a long time ago. I wouldn't be talking here. So let's just say I'm losing money by doing this. How do we get rid of scammer calls? Get rid of the phone. Otherwise, you can't. I don't even answer my phone. I don't even answer my phone. Although scams email normally are coming from Nigeria or India, uh, the new batch is from India. Do it to me. Ron, DuckDuckGo is good to use. Yes, I use DuckDuckGo myself, Felicia. I use DuckDuckGo. So I'm a big user of DuckDuckGo. Don't use Opera. Chinese. Don't use Opera. Most of them are. What is most of them are? What are you referring to, Hector? Not sure what you're referring to. This. Speaking of data, how do you feel about clouds? If it's a right cloud, it's fine. Pearly surfing. If it's encrypted cloud, you have to understand what cloud means. Okay, I'm gonna do a product insert here. If you're gonna save your data into iCloud or into Google Docs, then I would say suck you. Okay, those are zucked up places to store it because Google will actually look at your photos and do facial recognition. They said they're going to do this. They announced that they intend to do that. If you do Google Photos, they will scan your photos. If you really want to do that, that's pretty dumb. Okay, so they warned you. They told you they're doing that. If you continue to use Google Photos, then you're zucked up. So that's a bad cloud. If you're going to use storage in Google Docs, well, of course, that's how they make money is by examining Google Docs. I hate the fact that they use Google Docs in schools because they put real names in documents and then Google reads all that. Oh, I will do an open box, Starlight. The expensive one, yes, definitely will be an open box. Now, I was going to make my own cloud-based storage that has end-to-end encryption, and then I found a product that actually already works. So I'm just gonna point it out. I don't make any money from this. I'm just saying this because it seems to be okay. It's called pCloud. pCloud. So it's encrypted storage in the cloud. So by encryption, I mean you have the key. pCloud. That sounds pretty good to me. It sounds like it's like your own hard drive, but somebody else keeps it safe somewhere. So that kind of cloud is, in my opinion, the one that you want. Okay. Braxme does not do that kind of direct drive transfer. And it doesn't have end-to-end encryption in the file system. I was going to build that, but I didn't do it. So this one is, I'm talking, pCloud is end-to-end encrypted on your end. I don't know about eDrive. I searched for all these, and I'm telling you the ones that I've checked the end-to-end encryption on, and pCloud sounds good. How do you know it's end-to-end encrypted? Meaning the encryption is on your device. Well, you buy whatever space you want. I think you can buy, I think it has a lifetime fee where you can buy so many, like, what's it, like a terabyte for 100 some bucks, and then you can keep it forever. But that's not really true. They charge you bandwidth, so nothing is forever. So they still charge you bandwidth. The only thing that I'm not clear on is, what it actually costs. So if you're just doing, storage and you don't pull the data back and forth too fast, then I think it's going to be inexpensive. I think they charge you bandwidth if you use it for like a website and people are downloading back and forth. That's going to cost you. So that's going to cost you. So they should keep working on the name. It's P-Cloud. The actual name is P-Cloud. And the reason that I found out about that, because it's used by KeePass. What do you use for password manager people? Is there really a way to really mask identity and location? Yeah, Ray, that's what I do. I have so many external hard drives I just back in my stuff in duplicate. 500 gigabyte ones. Yeah. The problem, Felicia, is that I'm sure they will charge you some traffic in there. So it depends on how much traffic there is. So that's pretty good. 350 for 2 terabytes. You probably if you're just going to store one way, that sounds pretty good. Now if you have to download back and forth in large amounts, then it's going to be expensive. So like what do you use for password managers? What do you guys use for password managers? No. Hey, that's actually then you're dependent on a device. The nice thing about a cloud is you don't have to worry about where it is. It's always there. So like I keep my stuff on Brax. So somebody said, "How do I transfer this to this computer?" And I said, "Upload it to Brax and download it from Brax," because Brax has a file system where you can do that. Okay, I stopped using LastPass. So some of you use LastPass. LastPass is still the easiest one to use. But I was just worried about LastPass because, I have to connect to a server somewhere. And it always worries me when there's I have to go through the network and I don't really know how to keep it. Okay, Hector, I use index card file and not online. So I stopped using LastPass. So now I use KeePass. KeePass is much harder to use. KeePass does not work on I don't know if KeePass works on Mac. It works on Linux. It works on some mobile, but I'm not sure it works on a Mac. Now, KeePass is it's open source. So, it's something I can really trust because I encrypt the database right where I am. So the database is encrypted and I'm the one that puts the database in the cloud. So I use KeePass, KeePass. It's a bit difficult to use. Hey, Junior, what are you talking about? Pound Sand 69. Are you really 69? Are you really 69? Wow, thank you for calling me Junior. That's like, love that. Thank you for calling me that. That's awesome. You're really 69? Okay, he called me Junior. How to protect my texts to my boyfriend so my husband won't see them. Use Brax.me, Felicia. Converse on Brax.me is completely encrypted. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to know what you're doing. Change your name. Don't go into Brax.me saying I'm Felicia. Call yourself X. Talk to your boyfriend. Do whatever you want. I don't care. 68. You blow me and bad joke. Use Facebook you use Facebook. Have you figured out how to save to see your toes? Seriously, anyone that if you want to have some privacy and don't use WhatsApp and all that. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. I'm just thinking about this, guys. Let's say you're English, please. Am I talking in Chinese? Pound Sand. He's 69 in his dreams every night. I love it. He calls me Junior. Love that. Hello, D Pace. You should figure out how to brush your teeth. Okay, I will. I guess my teeth are not brushed. So, yes, I know, Pound Sand. I know. Are you really 69? You sound like you're 15. I know. I got to open my eyes because otherwise I can't get back from China. Yes, stick an egg roll up my ass. I know all that. I know all that. Anything else? Yes, you are 69. Well, you must be the stupidest 69-year-old I've ever known. I didn't know. That you can be at 69 and still, be an idiot. The year should have added some intelligence in your brain here. Okay. Year should have added. Okay, so anyway, what was I talking about? There was a question. See, now I got distracted. Uh, oh yeah. So if you're, let's say that you want to to talk privately with somebody for whatever reason, and so you go to WhatsApp. Okay. D-Pace, I have to look up 69 on an Urban Dictionary. Are you fucking kidding me, D-Pace? Seriously? Okay. No, he called me Junior, so I was wondering if that's his age, but apparently not. He meant the Urban Dictionary definition. Okay, let's talk about WhatsApp for a second. So, so, uh, so WhatsApp. This is in the terms of use of Facebook. It's clearly stated in there. WhatsApp shares the metadata between WhatsApp and Facebook. So, Facebook knows your contacts and your full name and your relationships and everything about you is known on Facebook, right? Then you go to WhatsApp. Okay, it's in the Facebook data policy. It accurately says they exchange metadata. They upload contact lists. So now let's just I'm going to give you a scenario here. Just see how stupid this is for you, okay? So some of you say, I'm going to have an affair. I'm going to have an affair, okay? I don't promote affairs, but let's just say that, you're going to have an affair. So you say, let's talk on WhatsApp. Okay, you can talk on WhatsApp. Wow. Facebook just discovered you're having an affair. Wow. Because your identity, you're using browser fingerprinting, using IP addresses, using, just those two, browser fingerprinting, IP addresses. They can now match the metadata to your real names on Facebook, and they actually know your relationships. Because on Facebook, you put your family relationships, your wife, husband, your cousins, your father, your mother, your children, all that's on Facebook. So now you connect the two. Do not type that here, Ray. Do not type that or you're going to get blocked. It's National Zucking Agency, NZA. Do not type those letters here. That is completely banned. Okay, I don't block pound sand 69 here, but that is blockable, Ray. So be careful. We don't want those. And I'll make a video so you see why that is, why I'm concerned about that. Okay, so anyway, so somebody like Pound Sands will say, "Hey, let's go." Let's go meet up on WhatsApp. And it's like, really? So you want a tracking software like Facebook associated with WhatsApp to now do a relationship map, and then Facebook knows who you're contacting, how often you're contacting, what hours of the day you're contacting, and your real name, and they know that you're married, and two of you are married, and you're a man and woman talking constantly on WhatsApp and exchanging pictures. Suck. So, okay. So, you want to get caught? Use WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp. Okay. So, it's sucked up when you actually have a platform that claims to be the privacy-focused social media, and this is what they do. So you actually think that you're going to be safe on WhatsApp? It's so idiotic. I don't even know what to say. Not only that, they have your fucking phone numbers. They match the phone numbers from Facebook to WhatsApp. The way you register on WhatsApp is by phone number. Same with Telegram. Who cares, Felicia? So if everyone's on there, you say, well, everyone's on Facebook, everyone's on WhatsApp, so I guess I'm going to go there. It's like, suck that. I am not on WhatsApp. I'm not on Telegram. I'm not on any of that. Well, you don't have a choice. It's the only way to do WhatsApp. It's by phone number. It's like Telegram. The identity is a phone number. So it's really stupid. So, sorry, I'm just, people are just like sheep. They just, nobody asked for my opinion. Somebody did ask for my opinion, Pound, but I'm going to tell you something for sure. Nobody asked for your sucking opinion, Pound Sand. Why don't you pound some sand? Okay? Why don't you pound some sand? Why don't you do a 69 with your sand? It's in my name. What are you? Go to Brax.me. Brax.me is a lot safer than that. Come on, Ray. Brax.me. Brax.me. How do you know you're safe from Brax.me? For one, I don't identify you. You don't have to give an email. You don't have to give a phone number. You don't have to give anything. So that alone, if you don't give it the information, how can somebody do any kind of matching? I mean, you should know from that it's already safer just from the fact that I don't ask you for anything. I would really have to be drunk to ask for my opinion. Good. Because I'm certainly not going to ask yours. Why are you here? So, this is Periscope for you. So for you, those of you on YouTube, you don't see what goes on Periscope here. Zuckerberg wants to make money they can track globally. Yeah, email, phone number required, and you have to be a USA citizen for WhatsApp. You have to be used. Come on. The biggest users of WhatsApp are from India. WhatsApp is actually, became successful from India originally, and I believe maybe Brazil. So WhatsApp was initially popularized by people outside of the U.S. I'm here to watch. Go watch them. Yeah. Go look at it. You are not a USA citizen. Pound Sand is totally Pound Sand. Let me tell. Okay. Pound Sand. Let's check you out, Pound Sand. I don't. I don't block Pound Sand. I don't know if you know this, but notice I don't block you in that Zuck guy, Fusuck guy, whatever his name is. Okay, I don't block. You should always worry about why I don't block you. Okay, you should worry about why I don't block you. So let's see. Okay, should always worry what I should block you. Okay. Okay, how about this Foxy you guy, another troll. Okay, you should always worry when I don't block you. You should always worry. Yes, Telegram, phone number, Signal, phone number. Have fun with that, Felicia. Okay, any app that asks for a phone number is zucked up right there. Just at the very beginning, they ask you for a phone number, zucked up. Okay? Why are you so resistant? I'm telling you, Brax.me doesn't do that. Open conversation, Rob is good about that. Join a gym. Okay. I bet you're pretty overweight, Pound Sand. Can you find you and get a haircut? Okay. Get a Google phone number. Nancy Pants, so you think that the Google phone number will not identify you? Because the problem is, where else do you use the same Google phone number? If you sell the tech, you might be able to afford. Oh my gosh, these kids in here. Another 15-year-old. So Pound Sand is not 69, is 15. And this fuck guy is also 16. I can teach you how to do, is it okay to stay? Is it okay to stay on topic? No, we're probably not allowed to stay on topic because of the zucking trolls. because they want to they want to say something about China. I think they think I'm Chinese. These idiots think I'm actually Chinese. It's like, you sucking idiots. Okay. Oh, you're Chinese. Go. Let's pick on the Chinese guys. Like, okay. Remain idiots that you are. In the meantime, please follow me on YouTube. And yes, my name is Jewish. Yes, I know my name is Jewish. Rob Braxman. Pound Zakov. Yeah, they will be getting dogs. You're flip, aren't you? I think that's considered a Felicia. I think that's considered a insult. You're Chinese and I'm yes. Simon Pickup's here. I want to teach you how to. Okay. So you're Korean, Indian, Japanese. What else? Bangladesh. I have a. There's my name, Rob Braxman, Jewish. So, what else do you need to know? There's my name. It's Jewish. Okay, so too many idiots tonight. So anyway, I'm not gonna stay past. So off topic, hate racism. Got Asian Jews taking on her. Don't care one bit. Okay, so anyway, we're running out of time anyway. So we're running out of time because I'm, I have to take a test in the morning. So so I'm not gonna stay much past 10 p.m. Taiwan number one. I'm not from Taiwan. Okay. Yes, P. Brain. Leroy, my friend. How's Wisconsin doing nowadays? I did anti-Semitic troll. How's Wisconsin doing nowadays? Good luck with my test. Simon, did you hear what my future projects are that you might be interested in? I don't know if you will be, but I'll briefly tell you what it is. Cold still. It's cold in LA. Gosh, it's like still rainy here. I don't think it's summer and it's raining. Haven't they heard of it? In LA, we don't normally have rain in the summer. Okay, so anyway, Simon, just so you understand, you just woke up. Just so you understand the project, I'm so excited. I mean, I can't sleep with the excitement of making these projects. I'm going to make a mesh network. I'm actually going to construct two of these. I'm going to actually connect to a mesh network in LA. And this is a network that's not on the internet. This is its own private LAN connected with modems with Wi-Fi modems that can reach 15 miles to each node. So it'll be a 15-mile connection between nodes. There's a bunch of them over here. Some connected, within only a mile. Some connected with a dish to 30, 40 miles away. And I'm gonna get that. So I'm getting the first. I'm getting the first unit here next week, and then so I'm gonna connect to that, and then I'm gonna make a second one. I'm gonna make a second. I'm pleased with your not that kind of mesh network, Nancy. I'm talking about a citywide mesh network, not a mesh network in your house. I'm talking about 15-mile range network. So what I'm gonna do next is take a second unit and put it on near my boat somewhere, and then I'm gonna connect the network to my house, so many miles away, and then I'm gonna do a video on that. So we're gonna do that, and then at some point I'm gonna make that video progress, and I'm gonna do it with battery power. So these are like 20-watt transmitters. I can help begin. I already have a license, so I can help any beginner with how far from Zucco can we make the network. The only mesh are mesh stockings. So that's one. Thank you, Nancy Pants. This is exciting. It's so exciting just to have a proof of concept. Now, I don't have to connect to the network. I can actually make my own private network The only problem with this is in order to legally use this network, you have to have a ham license. So because of that, I'm only going to give it as a theoretical thing because if you don't have a ham license, you can't do what I'm doing. But the fact is, if you get your ham license, you can do what I'm doing, and I'll show you. And so, and then you can have a private network, and you can actually legally use a band. Because if you have your Wi-Fi at home, you're limited to typically 1 watt. That's the range of your Wi-Fi at home, 1 watt. Well, I can use 50 watts, 100 watts. With a license, I don't have to worry about that. It can be as strong as I need to be to reach how far I want to reach. But I'm getting a 20 watt one. No, it's not, Nancy Pants. It's not. So the first one that I'm going to install will cost me, with all the parts, hopefully about $100. And then I'll make a second one for a second set of $100. Then I'm going to put it on a PVC pipe and carry it on location, and then transmit using the PVC pipe as the antenna stand, and I will demo that. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. Well, you have to have a license to use it. It can be powerful enough to make you live longer with a license. Yes. 5G can make you live longer or get cancer. One of the two. 1% chance of cancer or live longer. You want to take the risk. That's what 5G is going to do for you. Okay. Next, I'm going to do, it's called AX.25 protocol, transmission over radio, to do email and automatic position reporting. So I'm going to be showing you that on my portable phone. Something like it's QRP. Yeah, for what I'm trying to do, Lenny, I want to do QRP. I'm not going to be sitting on a base station and saying CQ, 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 KKKKKKKK. Signal 59. I mean, am I going to do that all day? No, I want to build these things. And the best way to build this, Lenny, is QRP, meaning low power. So, over, we don't say over, we say clear. I guess you can say over, but what's your handle? There's no handle in ham radio. We don't have handles in ham radio. We have call signs. We have call signs. I have a GMRS license too, and it's completely a different format. If I can remember, I don't even know if I can remember it. WRD something. I can't even remember format. No, Leroy, the ham license numbers are letters, number, and letters. Letter or letters number. No 10-4. No, he's RT, ready and CW enthusiast. I actually want to do a lot of PSK 31, maybe JT, but I'm really gonna do Winmore with windmill, things like that. I got all set up. Frequencies, not channels. So Lenny, yes. So I got a lot of those figured out, and I need obviously a general license to do Winmore. So hopefully I get it tomorrow. But I don't have the radio yet for HF because I have to pass the test. But I ordered it. It's going to come next week, hopefully. So I'm going to do a unboxing video because it's pretty cool radio. It's from China, though. From China. So I bought it before they raised the price on me. I'm worried about them coming back and putting a is Google DNS a bad one to use? Google DNS a bad one to use. If you have a VPN, it doesn't matter. Who asked the DNS question? So LG Knight, if you have a VPN, that doesn't make any difference. So if you have a VPN, Google will not know who you are anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Hello, Mark. How are you doing, Mark? What was the answer, Mark? To what was the yes for? Let me just see what the question is. Have you seen the Android app Intra? Intra protects you from DNS manipulation, cyber attack, and used to block access to one's news site. Well, that's pretty easy to do. Just make your own DNS, and then you won't be blocked. Yeah, Donnie. Yeah, I mean, if you don't trust somebody else's DNS, make your own DNS. So I have an ad blocking DNS. The reason you get ad blocking is because it's my DNS. So the VPN transmits you to my DNS. It can only be accessed through permissions only granted to the VPN servers to access my DNS. So by doing this, then I can block ads. But yes, somebody can block anything they want to block. So somebody can also redirect you to fraudulent sites. Yes, that's pretty easy to do. So yeah, DNS spoofing is can be dangerous. Yes, and that's why you have to check certificates and do man-in-the-middle testing. That's a good topic for a video. I'm going to put that on my to-do list. Because how do you know if you're, how do you know if somebody's doing a man-in-the-middle on you using a fake DNS? Easy. Use my man-in-the-middle software, which is available on Android, called Catch MITM. It's on Android. It's free, and then you can check to see if you're on. If there's an MITM in there. Okay, so that's in the App Store. I'm sorry, in the Google Play Store. It's not on iOS. iOS didn't want to approve that app, so I don't have it on iOS. But if you have Brax.me, it's on the you can use it on the settings. If you go to settings on Brax.me, there's an MITM check in there. It only checks for Brax.me, but that's good enough. It will just tell you if somebody's spoofing DNS and all that. Is there a way to mask an internet provider? What does that mean? What are you mask yourself from the internet provider. It's called Catch MITM, Catch Man in the Middle. £, yeah, some of you know that I may need to pound sand here. I think I may need to pound him. He doesn't know he can be pounded. It's funny with these trolls, It's really amusing with these trolls. They come into my they come into my scope thinking that they're talking to a average typical guy, or as Pound Sands calls me, Junior. So he thinks he's talking to Junior over here. You want to get zucked, Pound Sands? I can really zuck you up. You really want to try me? No, just call sign. Okay, so Mark is a ham person responding. Okay, they don't know who they don't know who they're messing with. Yes. So I don't like to mess with trolls too much because I have other things to do. But keep irritating me if I get irritated enough. Because I'm not going to do it unless I'm irritated enough. But, irritate me enough and you're going to have some regrets. Tell you right now. Yeah. Yeah, you're, and this is not what you have to fear. This is not what you have to fear, guys. This is not what you have to fear. You have to fear something else. Okay, so if you want me to post your house, where you live, your stupid apartment, and your little car, and your where your mom works, what you do for a living, perhaps your friends, what school you go to. You want to really me to do that, just keep going. Keep going, because I've done it a few times. And it's, it's not fun. So Not fun for the other person. It's fun for the rest of us. So keep going because you don't think I can do that. uh, you ought to be afraid. There are things I can do that you do have no idea. Do you think his mom has a job? Well, the last one that did it, mom was struggling, and if mom found out what Sonny was doing on the internet while she worked harder work, and his son was going to get reported to the principal for doing the stupid things he'd been doing on Periscope underage, then mom was going to go punish that kid. So, yeah. So, because mom was single mom, trying to make a living, And what about aunts and uncles? Because I knew his entire family, Then he came in here and I said, "That's not my mother." "Oh, yeah." And then he contacts me on the side. "Can you dox somebody for me?" He actually, respect your elders, Junior. Yes, Junior needs to respect his elders. It's like these people are just amusing. Anyway, we're having too much fun here. We're having too much fun. And then Simon, then I'm gonna do I'm gonna be doing some HF protocols, like digital protocols, digital modes, to do emergency communication on devices that are connected only with batteries. So I'm gonna have to come up with scenarios, be on a boat. I don't know if I have to take the boat out. It's kind of hard because we're rocking and rolling. I want to do that, take that kind of risk to be out there because I'll need assistance. So I may just do it on land, but at least you can use your imagination. I'll tie up on the dock and do everything I'm doing on the dock, but you can see I'm remote. I'm not on the internet. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to do emails from all this. And is there a catch? No, user, but you can, when you download Brax.me, there's an option in settings to do catch MITM. You'll do it for the viewers, I'm sure. You mean I'm gonna go risk myself in the ocean for you? Invite me to BBQ this Monday. I want Korean meat or wings. I don't think Asians do Memorial Day teach a class on doxing. I have a video on doxing. Do you watch it? I have a video on doxing. So do you even watch that? So, it just introduces you to, what I might look for. My broadcast is over, Terrence, but I was earlier I was talking about the problem of the Chinese trade war and how I don't like tariffs, because I happen to be buying a expensive Chinese radio right when all these tariffs occurred, and I was explaining that how my decisions would have been affected by tariffs, and so on. And then the next part was talking about the fact that apparently some dangerous Chinese products are out there that are putting like spyware and things on systems, and then intending to collect information from the user, and we have it all in our homes, and it's very, very worrisome. It can be done by Russia too. It can be done by anyone. It can be done by Iran. So it's worrisome. Why don't both? Exactly, Terrence, Angela. Exactly. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was saying. So yes. So Angela, yes, that's exactly what what I was saying, is showing you, just to give you a brief thing on what I was saying. I was going to buy the Chinese radio. The Chinese radio cost $700 some bucks. So let's say I paid $7.99 for it, and there's a tariff, and the tariff went to $9.99. Would I go buy American? That was the question that I posed. And no, I would. Yes, I definitely wouldn't buy the Chinese radio for $9.99. but that would buy a Japanese radio because that's the best one available. So I would have to buy a Japanese radio. There would have been no effect. Whether I gave it to China or Japan wouldn't make any difference. And Japan would make the money. There's still no U.S. job. Nothing changed. What makes your VPN product different than other providers? I'll make a video about that, but so many reasons. Just a quick summary about my VPN product. For one, I used to be a user of the standard VPNs. I used to be a big promoter of PIA, Private Internet Access.com. Many of you bought, as Nancy Pants knows, many of you bought PIA before. The problem is that as I started using those VPN products, they started messing with the users. So they started blocking email. Then they started to be recognized so much because they're so big that the big companies, Google and so on, they have databases of every IP address of all of the big names. So every VPN is every large VPN is completely profiled. They know exactly who you are and what VPN you're on. I don't like that. And by the way, there's the discussion of this on the Amazon affiliate program, specifically talking about this. So they have databases of every VPN. Very, very negative. So I made a VPN that doesn't block your email, that is a stealth VPN, because nobody knows it's a VPN. Since it doesn't register as a VPN, there's not enough users to make sure it's a VPN. So you actually don't get captcha codes and all that because they think it's just a normal computer. So that's very important because otherwise you get interrupted constantly with all these, captcha codes and all that. Plus the fact that you're hanging out with scammers and spammers and everyone else using those VPNs. So some of these VPNs have degraded completely. But on top of that, what makes Bytes VPN extra special are two things that I've added. For one, it's the only VPN with Tor routing. So you can use Tor routing when you want to. Tor routing is totally the most safest environment you can be because you can come out of any one of 800 exit nodes and you can do it on mobile. You can go on mobile and there's Tor routing. So Tor routing option, it's an option. You can also have the no ads option. If you select the no ads option, you can use one of the VPNs and not see any ads all that's all built into the same VPN with the same price. Then on top of this, I also have hardware. I have a VPN hardware router that you can put on your house, and so that automatically your family or anyone in your house will be using the VPN, and they don't need to know you're using the VPN, but automatically it just goes to the VPN with the hardware additional product. So you can use that. If you have to buy, let's say you're in PIA, you're going to pay about the same price for the VPN, and then you're going to have to get these routers for anywhere from, they're typically about $300 for the VPN router. So my VPN is about the same price. My router is only $149. So all the benefits and the stealth. So stealth VPN, outstanding stealth VPN. Do we have to download something? No, you just choose it on the VPN. It's just a VPN. Okay, Pearly Surfing. You just select the OVPN that fits you. So the profile. So you can choose. You want it straight up or one with no ads. Sometimes you may not like the no ads because sometimes it will block certain things that you may not want blocked. So it's actually a very, very superior product. All of the servers of Bytes VPN are only yes, it works for a phone. Yes, only it works on any device. So Bytes VPN is U.S. servers only. Is there a 30-day money-back guarantee? Sure, Lenny. Absolutely. If you want a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have it. You don't have to ask me. That's pretty much assumed. So yes, 30-day money-back guarantee. So yes, absolutely. Saying that on the air. If anybody questions, Do you offer a 30-day money-back guarantee? Yes, sure. The reason is I can't come up here. If any one of you are unhappy with my VPN, and many of you are on my VPN now, I can't come up here and do this, and one of you says, no, his product sucks. Well, I don't want that. So I don't want any unhappy customers. If you're unhappy, then I'll refund you your money. Okay? So if you're new here tonight, subscribe to Rob Braxman Tech and YouTube. Waffle Boy, how are you doing, buddy? Yeah, so U.S. servers only on, not like NordVPN, which are only foreign servers, which is very bad. Very bad. You're subject to attack by 3-letter agencies. U.S. servers require a warrant. I'm not going to have a problem with my servers. Chief Brennan, how are you doing, buddy? So, yeah, you're not going to have a problem with the U.S. servers need a warrant for them to go, spy on us. And in a NordVPN case, they don't need that. They'll just attack the server without your knowledge. Okay, and trust me, the National Zucking Agency knows how to do that. So yes. So is that clear enough? I mean, I don't think you're going to find a better product than this. The features I just told you, none of those products offer Tor routing and ads and at a reasonable price with VPN hardware products. No, you're not going to get these. I always assume the Four Eyes agencies monitor U.S. servers. Five Eyes. They are there to protect you too, Rob. No, Kelp. They're not. They're not protecting me by looking at my servers. Lenny. I'm telling you what I already told you. Again, listen to what I just said. If you're using a popular VPN, ExpressVPN is a popular VPN, everyone knows you're in a VPN. It's not a stealth VPN. This is a stealth VPN. Yes, my government is failing me, Kelp. This is a stealth VPN. You want to use some other VPN and you think it's keeping you safe? Everyone knows what VPN you're on. They have a history of logs because there are millions of users on some of these. They know every IP address owned by any of them. There's a database of all that. It's so easy to build it too because there's so many. All they have to do is say, if we get more than so many users on an IP address, then it must be a VPN. Yes. There could be thousands of users on one IP address going to Google, Twitter, Facebook. Thousands on each IP address. You don't think that's easy to find? The government's there to protect itself, sadly, more than protect the people. Simon's right, but Kelp is always wrong. Simon is very right. Now, I wish the government would do that, Simon, but our governments are not geared for that. They're geared for self-preservation. Remember that those questions are for those people that don't trust your VPN. Thank you, Lenny PR. Thank you. Thank you. So that's the explanation. And many of you are on my VPN, and thank you. And hopefully, all happy customers. And so what to say about us then? So I'm, because it's just me, everybody's very informal and it's easy to get tech support and help because you know how to get help from me. I'm keeping the numbers down. It's not going to be like, I'm not shooting to be famous like PIA because then it's not going to be stealth VPN. So it's going to be just a small population of users rather than having hundreds of thousands of users. I don't need that. Okay, so we're going to be stealth. I'm going to make sure that there's not that many people per server. Okay, so we have our servers don't have that. My servers are very large, high capacity. We are totally full of capacity in each one. So Kelp, you need a VPN. Go subscribe to Bytes VPN. So all of you subscribe to Bytes VPN. Yes. Okay. So thank you, Chief. Please subscribe to Bytes VPN. So I'm going to and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to cut this short now because I got a test tomorrow morning. So I got to worry about that. I have a gig tomorrow night. I will release a video that's already made tomorrow. So even though you can't watch me live tomorrow, I have a video. I intend to broadcast on Memorial Day. So no, let the government monitor kelp and leave us alone. That's what we want, Simon. Americans are in trouble when we now fear. Well, it's their fault. They're the ones building the fear. Why do that? So thank you, Great Gold. So you got any problems on test questions, Great Gold? Yeah. If I pass it tomorrow, I can give you a test. It's hard to ace, Chief, because it's so much electronics in there. The general test is electronics and science and, solar propagation and satellite this and that. It's like, whoa. Electronic circuits, circuitry, oscillators, rectifiers. It's like, geez. It's like very, very complex. Everyone's going to be mad. Bet you changed the bell curve. Thank you. Congratulations in advance. V equals IR. Actually, they say E. They say E, and that's part of the confusion. Why not just say V? Why do you call it E? Yeah, the problem is these are electronics kind of terms. Electricity information boggles my mind. There's not that many questions that you just memorize just memorize it. You can just memorize the answer too. Oh, the fancy form E. Okay, guys. So I'm going to rest for my test because I got to do it in the morning, and I testing for my general ham license. So I'm upping my ham license to the next level so I can do some of these videos that I'm going to do for you. I need a higher ham license to do it. So I'm going to do it for you. Even the beginning test has a lot of electrical questions. Ray, it's just, you can memorize them. They already give you the questions and the answers. Certainly you can memorize that. Is your objective to have all the categories licenses? No, Lenny PR. My objective is to be able to do the videos that need them. The extra license doesn't help the videos at the moment. I may do it later for fun, but my goal right now is to do the videos, and I want to do it by having the license to do it. Okay? So that's why I'm doing it. So, okay. So, and I will do some unboxing videos because I bought some of these radios. It's going to come in the next 2 weeks. So we'll unbox it and do some videos so you see what it is I'm doing. Okay, guys. Good night. See you on Sunday. General? No, that's just a general ham license. See you on Sunday. Bye-bye.